Happy Valentine's Day. If you don't have a Valentine's, no worries. I'm going to help you create an app that's going to make it impossible for someone to say no if you ask them to be your Valentine. So let's get into it. Inside VS Code, we're going to create an index.html file. We're going to create an app.css file, and then we're also going to create an app.js file. Inside the HTML, let's set it up with some boilerplate, and we're going to link our script tag, and then we're also going to link our CSS style sheet. And inside of the body tag, we're just going to create a container. And in here, we're going to have an H1 that says, "Will you be my Valentine?" And then we're just going to have a couple of buttons. We're going to have a button that says, "Yes, of course." And then we're going to also have a button that says no. And we definitely don't want anyone to click that. So we'll get back to that later. Let's add an ID that says yes button. And then we're also going to add an ID that says no button. We're going to hit save, and then we're going to go into our CSS. Let's target the body, and we're going to give it a font family of sans serif. We're going to give it a minimum height of 100 view height. We're going to set the display to grid. And we're also going to place the items center. And then one last thing for the body is we're going to give it a background color of pink for Valentine's Day. And then we're going to target our container. We're going to give it a background color of white. We're going to give it some padding of 1 rim. We're going to give it a border radius of 1 rim. Now for the buttons, we're just going to give it a little bit of padding. And that should be it. Let's check this out in the browser and see what this is looking like. Now for the magic. We don't want anyone to be able to tell us no, right? Since we're the master of our own applications, we can do that. Let's set up a couple of variables. We'll say const yes button equals document.getElementById yes button. Let's copy this down for our no button. And we want to listen for clicks on the yes button. And all we're going to do is say alert, thank you. I'll def be your Valentine. Now, the fun part is the no button. We don't want anyone to click it, right? So we can do this pretty easily with some JavaScript. We'll be a little sneaky. We'll say no button dot add event listener. Listen for mouse over, which is basically like hovering. And in here, we're just gonna set the top and left property to a random value on the screen. So we can say let top equals math.floor math.random, and we'll multiply that by 90. And you'll see why in a little bit. We'll copy this down and change top to left. And now what we can do is we can say no button dot style.position equals absolute. And then we could say no button.style.top equals, and we'll interpolate our new value. So we'll write some backticks and we'll say top, and then we'll put a percentage sign. So we're going to use 90%. Well, it could be any random value from 0 to 90%. So we'll copy this down, and we'll also change top to left. So if we save that and we go to our page, now if they try to say no, they will not be able to. They cannot click it. It will just keep popping around a random spot on the page. They'll be forced to click yes, and then you'll have your Valentine. Hope this guide helped. See you in the next one. And happy Valentine's Day.